Good morning, my name is Rahul Srinivasan and I'm the coordinator of Hill Outreach for the United States-India Political Action Committee. USINPAC has been very active on Capitol Hill to endorse LNG exports from US to India. Given the change in government in India, the huge demand for liquefied natural gas in India, and the US's enormous potential to export LNG, these are indeed exciting times. Today we are privileged to talk to Congressman Charles Boustany, who represents the 3rd Congressional District of Louisiana, which is a hotbed for natural gas. Congressman Boustany has been very vocal about LNG exports to various countries. Today we have a chance to talk to him, to learn about his vision for LNG exports from the United States to India. Congressman Boustany, it's a pleasure to talk to you.
Great to be with you as well. Thank you.
Firstly, your district, the Louisiana 3rd District, is home to some of the largest oil and natural gas refineries and 3 LNG terminals, and is also a co-sponsor of HR 6, the bill that would help reduce red tape. How do you think, what are your views on this, and how do you think India fits into as a good partner for the US?
Well, I am very much in favor of LNG exports and energy exports in general. This fits into the United States' view of energy security. Open markets, diversity of sources, working with our friends. I think this is the best form of energy security, not only for the United States, but for India and other countries around the world. It's also got tremendous benefit from the standpoint of creating jobs and economic opportunity. We're seeing tremendous job growth in Louisiana as a result of this, and I believe providing energy to our friends in India will help job growth and job creation in India as well.
It's excellent that you talk about job opportunities. Your district includes the Cheniere Energy Sabine Pass LNG terminal. How has that terminal impacted your district? And how do you think future LNG terminals would affect the economy in your district?
Well, this LNG terminal is attracting a lot of attention internationally, but locally it is very much a positive thing in terms of job creation. The construction jobs that are involved in this, plus the jobs for operation, and it's creating other synergies with the energy sector, which is going to make Louisiana and my 3rd Congressional District a major exporting part of our country for energy products, whether it's LNG or even with the low cost of natural gas, refined products. So we're very excited about the job prospects.
Excellent. In light of the $400 billion deal between Russia and China, what do you think the US should do more to use energy exports as an instrument of foreign policy with powers like India in Asia?
Well, Russia and the OPEC countries use energy as a tool of foreign policy. If we embrace open markets, we embrace diversity of sources, transparency in the marketplace, which is the American view of trade and energy security, I believe that will overwhelm what's happening with OPEC and with this Russian deal with China. I'm sure the Chinese would love to be able to work out deals with the United States to have cheap energy. And so I'm very enthusiastic that the United States, as a major exporter of energy products, will play a significant role in foreign policy.
Now, we do know that US LNG exports is a great opportunity, but with each opportunity you have challenges and barriers. What do you think are the major barriers in US LNG trade with India?
Well, in looking at energy trade, we have to overcome an environment where we saw scarcity of energy in the past, to now we have abundance, where we can achieve a North American energy security with abundance, which allows us to export. We have a number of trade barriers that have existed between India and the United States, and we need to get over these. I'm very optimistic that Prime Minister Modi and his new government, which is going to be pro-business, will be embracing these types of ideas. I hope India will get over the concerns it has with regard to the trade facilitation agreement that was signed in December. We should be able to move forward on this. India should eliminate its objection, and let's move forward on knocking down the barriers between India and the United States on trade. We have too much in common. Too many things, whether it's on the economic, the political, the social side, culturally. We have so much in common. Let's embrace those commonalities, and let's formulate a very strong U.S.-India relationship for the 21st century.
It's interesting that you talk about Prime Minister Modi. He will be visiting the US in September. What are your expectations from his visit, and how do you think his term is going to impact US-India trade?
Well, we're all eager to understand what direction he wants to take India globally and certainly economically. We know he's an economic reformer. He's had a record of economic reform when he was governor. And now we're very, very interested in seeing what he wants to do with the United States. What kinds of agreements does he want to put together with the United States? And then how do we work together to knock down the tariff and non-tariff barriers? How does he deal with some of the bureaucratic problems he's had within India to make a more streamlined entrepreneurial economy that will engage closely with the United States?
The United States-India Political Action Committee has been very active on Capitol Hill, trying to endorse LNG exports, seeking support for bills such as HR 2771 and HR 6. What sort of message do you have for USINPAC members to continue our efforts?
Well, keep those efforts up. We know that they have an impact. They affect how members, especially when members of Congress hear from people in their districts who are businessmen, it has an impact. And so your embracing of LNG exports to India and to around the world is very important in helping us promote really good U.S. policy in general. And so I appreciate the efforts that you're all making and want to continue a close affiliation.
Congressman Boustany, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time and inputs. I'm sure our constituents in the US and India will learn a lot from this interview.
Well, thank you, and our door is always open here. We'd love to hear views as well.
Wonderful.
Thank you.